Hey guys, welcome to Farm Charm Chic. I'm Emily, and I have an exciting day for you with the 5 Under 5 DIY Christmas Challenge. Today we are doing home decor for the holidays. I have all sorts of fun DIYs, 5 of them to be exact, that will each cost less than $5. It is part of a challenge playlist, which I will tell you more about as we get into the video. But for now, if you have not had a chance to subscribe to my channel, I would love if you would consider doing so and give this video a thumbs up if you like what you see. But let's go ahead and get right into the DIYs. I found these darling little 3-dimensional trees at Dollar General, but I feel like I've maybe seen them at Dollar Tree before, so keep your eye open. I'm not 100% sure if I'm just dreaming with that, but anyhow, they're very cute. They were $1 for the pack of 3 trees from Dollar General, and I just picked 3 different types of craft paper that I thought would be really cute to add for my trees. So I just trace each of the trees out onto some craft paper, and then after cutting them out, I put some Mod Podge both on the wooden portion of the tree and the craft paper before I adhere one to the other. That's just going to give it a really good bond. And then I will just kind of trim up the edges on the branches. I do use my Mod Podge roller. You guys, I had never realized I needed a Mod Podge roller in my life until I got one. It is the best thing ever. But after I get all of my paper adhered to there, I do use a fingernail file to sand off the edges to make it really crisp and clear. And then I take some antiquing wax also and kind of cover up those edges. And you could leave the edges. This is personal preference right here. I just didn't like the bright white wood color right there. I just thought kind of an aged look would be really cute and kind of maybe look, like the branch is part of the tree. I don't know. So I just go through all the edges and do that. And then you just slip these all together and they look so cute when they are done. They are perfect for tiered trays. They are perfect just to kind of tuck into that little area where maybe you need a little bit of Christmas decor, something really easy. And you can customize these to however you want for your decor is the best part. So it was so simple and so easy, and look at how cute they are. They make such an impact, and for not that much time and very inexpensive, you can have something very, very, very cute. This is just a hot chocolate container that I had. We love hot chocolate at our house in the wintertime. And so this is just, I think, like the Stevens brand hot chocolate container. So that's the size if you're wanting reference. I believe like Swiss Miss and Nestle, like they all probably come in about the same size. So, but any type of canister that you have would easily work for this. I'm just letting you know in case you want to know on size reference. But I started to paint it white, which you could easily do if you don't have this little removable wallpaper from Dollar Tree. So just keep that in mind that after I painted it white, I remembered that I had this paper and I thought it would be a really cute background on here. So whatever you have, go ahead and do that, what's going to be easiest for you. But this wallpaper fit around perfectly. And this is something new that Dollar Tree's been carrying. I've seen a few DIYers grab some, and I thought it was perfect for this project. And it fits like a glove around this canister. It just meets right up on the other side, and it was the perfect fit. So I thought that would be such a cute little backdrop. For the design that I'm going to put on here, I'm going to take off of one of the Farmhouse calendars from Dollar Tree, the December page, which has this Farm Fresh Christmas trees graphic on here, which is absolutely darling, but I need to make it fit because it kind of would fit if I just put it on, but it was a little bulky. So I'm going to kind of trim it down a little bit. So I'm just kind of going around and seeing as far as for reference, like how I would like the trees to fit, where I want them to sit. I didn't know at this point if I just wanted just the trees on there, if I wanted just the Christmas tree part, how I wanted it to be. But after I kind of played around with it for a minute, I kind of decided I could fit it all on there, and I knew kind of how to do it. I just needed to trim everything down, so that's what I'm going to do next. So just trimming in and out of the branches here, I do kind of like what you would consider, I guess, a bubble cut. So it's not super exact, but it is fairly close to the edges of the tree. And I don't do each individual tree. As you can see here, I kind of go down maybe 1/3 of the way on the next tree and then go up. Because the background on the calendar pretty much matches the background of the wallpaper that I'm using, it's not going to be super noticeable. I don't even think with white paint it would be super noticeable. So you can see I've got the Farm Fresh cut out there, and I'm going to have those trees kind of go up and overlap that there. And then I just cut out the Christmas part here as well as the trees. And on this Christmas, it is very delicate, so I did just kind of go around. And honestly, guys, I've had several people comment to me that I should use some more detail scissors, and I did try. I just feel more comfortable using my big scissors. I guess the moral of the story is just use what scissors work best for you, and I'll do the same. Anyhow, I'm just using my good old purple school glue stick here to get these to adhere to the back. So I just put that on the back of each of my pieces that I had cut out. And then I just go through and place them of what I decide looks the best and how I kind of had designed it out in my head. After I get all of the pieces glued down, I do just kind of touch up around that silver edge there with a little bit of chalk paint. And then I do go over the design just to kind of make it blend into the wood like it was all like one cohesive piece, if that makes sense. And then this is just a wood round. I bought this at a yard sale. I bought a big bag of these, but you easily can get these. I've seen them at Dollar Tree, but I don't know if they have the 5-inch size. But Hobby Lobby, you can get them, Joann's, Michael's, anywhere. And then I am just beating the heck out of this with my long nose pliers. You've seen me distress wood on here before. I just really take all your aggression out on it, and I kind of just really rough up those edges and everything like that, and you'll see exactly what happens when I add the stain to this wood. So this is just antiquing wax that I'm using. I do use Waverly's antiquing wax, but any kind that you use would easily work. Even stain would, like if you wanted to use a traditional stain, would work. But I just give it a really good coat, and then I'm taking a baby wipe. And then when you wipe that away, it just looks like an old piece of wood that has been sitting around forever, that's just aged. And I personally love the way that it looks. So again, if it's not your style, then just skip that step. And then I just take one of these finials that I bought in a pack at Hobby Lobby for a couple of dollars. It came with like 5 or 6. I just glue that to the top. And there's the canister. So cute. But you could also use it to put some of your holiday picks in there or something like that. I just think this looks super cute. What do you guys think of this one? If you have spent any time on my channel, you know that I get together on the 5th of every month with my good friend Missy from the Crafty Cove, and we host the 5 Under 5 DIY challenge. It is on the 5th of every month at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So hopefully that's easy for you to remember. We pick a guest host every month to come and host with us, and this month I am so excited to introduce you to Connie from Connie's Creative Creations. Connie is so talented, and you are going to love her style and everything she does because she is absolutely amazing. I'm going to leave a link to the playlist for all of the wonderfully talented creators down in my description box. So click on that and watch the playlist, but I'm also going to leave a link to Missy's channel as well as to Connie's channel, so you can go and check them out individually as well. But let's get right back into the DIYs. This DIY was inspired by an ornament that I saw at one of the local craft stores. It was this cute little snowman, and I thought it would be perfect to use these Dollar Tree cubes on. So I just take 3 of those, and then using some wood glue and some hot glue, I just clamp them together just to kind of get that really good hold on these. And I kind of make them a little bit askew. That's how the ornament I saw was, and I thought that was really super cute to kind of give definition. I had these little pieces of scrap wood that I'm just going to cut down to make a little hat out of, but you could easily do this out of anything else that you have, or even another sign or some of the wood pieces you get from Dollar Tree. It was just a couple little pieces that I had. And then I had a little bag of these stars that I recently got. I bought a big bag of a bunch of wood pieces at a garage sale, or a yard sale, and so I'm just using the heck out of all of that stuff. So I'll just color the hat, or paint, not color. We're gonna paint the hat black. And then as you saw earlier, I did paint my snowman in whatever color of white that you have or you want to use. And then I am painting these little stars white as well. And then I'm just taking another one of these stars, and I just kind of cut one of the little points off of them to paint orange for my little carrot nose, but whatever you'd like to use to do that would work fine. I also sanded the edges to kind of give it a very distressed look, and then I'm going to go around with some antiquing wax on all of the edges, and then I'll just kind of brush that on and then lightly wipe it off with the baby wipe just to give a little bit of a stained look and just a little bit more definition. I do the same thing with the hat, just go around the edge with a little bit of antiquing wax on my brush and then just wipe it off. Just again, it just kind of makes the wood look a little bit, I mean, honestly, it looks like toasted marshmallow to me with the snowman with the white and a little bit of stain on there. But anyhow, so I will take the little stars. I'm going to use those as buttons for my little snowman, and I'm just going to kind of sand the edges down. And then just using a little bit of hot glue, I just stick one right there on his little tummy, and then I go ahead and put the other one on the next little block there for his little tummy there. So cute. It's kind of starting to come together. What do you guys think? I don't know. I was really skeptical about how this would look, but I absolutely love it. So I just decide which side I want the hat to go on, and so I will just glue this on top of his head, again just using hot glue, and then I will glue the top portion of his top hat on there, and then just kind of center it as best you can. I don't really measure a lot with it when it comes to centering things. I kind of really like that skewed look. And then his little nose, just a little bit of hot glue. And honestly, you could stop right here and just leave this guy like this. He looks absolutely darling without a face painted on, but I thought I would try and paint a face. And you guys hear me talk about all the time that I never freehand anything, and you may see why here in just a minute. You'll have to let me know how I did. But I put some little eyes on there, just dipping the end of my paintbrush into my paint. And then I do kind of make them a little bit bigger because I want him to have a bit more fuller eyes. And so I kind of I'll go back in and put a little bit more. You can use a dotting tool to do this too, but the end of your paintbrush works just fine. So there's his eyes. So far we're good, but here's the smile. So I do the first little part of my smile, and honestly, it would have been cute if I had just left it like that, but I thought, oh, I'll make it a full curve smile. And again, guys, I am not a painter. I don't freehand a lot. Well, I don't detail paint, but his smile ends up looking okay, I feel like, but it is definitely just kind of a little bit ski-wampus. But it's definitely cute and definitely homemade, and I absolutely love it. So I just put a little bit of those little dimple type defining features on the end of his smile there, and I think the face turns out pretty okay. You'll have to let me know what you think. But I take a little bit of Dollar Tree ribbon and I cut it down because I didn't have any of the exact size to fit onto his thing, and I wanted to add a little bit of evergreen into his little hat there. So I just glue each of the ends of the ribbon down here. This is pretty self-explanatory, just using some hot glue and wrapping that around, and you just cut it to size. You could even make like a little scarf for him if you wanted to, if you'd rather not decorate the top hat, or you could do both. And then I will just glue on my little evergreen there and just add some little berries to it. I think this turns out super, super cute. I just take a gold acrylic paint marker and just touch up where the styrofoam shows through. That's just a hack for you guys. If you ever have the styrofoam peeking through on your berries, just take the same color marker and touch it up. But what do you guys think of him? I think he turned out so cute. I am absolutely in love with him. And he was so easy to do. I am so excited to show you guys this DIY because it is one of my favorites from today. Well, they're all my favorites. I always say that, but I really do love this one, and it was so fun to do. So I am just going to do some decoupaging with a napkin. So I found these napkins at Dollar General, and I thought this cute little truck on the front, and it says home for the holidays. I thought it was so cute. So if it's a couple, like 2-ply, you want to go ahead, you just want to make sure that you're left with one layer. Otherwise your Mod Podge, it's not going to work quite right. Take my advice because I've learned the hard way. And then I do have this back that I found at Hobby Lobby, but you could do whatever sign blank that you had. I just liked the planks in this one, and it's what I had in my stash, and so that's why I ended up using this. But easily any type of background that you have, even from Dollar Tree or anywhere, would work fine. So I am just going to cut off this little hanging thing. We're going to replace it, but I wanted to be able to dry brush some paint on this, and I believe I'm using the cashew color in Waverly's chalk paint. I just kind of picked it to match the color of my napkin, and so when I decoupage the napkin on, it will blend in really well. And of course you just do this as thick as you want on there, and then I am just going to place the napkin down, and you probably could just go ahead and decoupage it that way and it would be fine. Mod Podge it, I guess I should say, and it would be just fine. But I am going to kind of cut this little design out, and I had a lot of people on one of the last decoupage projects that I did mention doing a brush with some water or a water brush to kind of cut your napkin around the design. So that's what I'm doing. I'm giving that a try. I'm just getting a really fine brush and I'll dip it in the water. And then you just have to remember that the water will bleed just a little bit. And then I will just kind of tear this away from where I am working. So the other was sped up considerably. This is real time right here. So it does take a little bit of time to do this, but honestly, I felt like this gave a much better look than just cutting it out with scissors. However, I have done it with scissors and it does look fine, but see how you kind of get those little torn edges there? That just kind of, when you Mod Podge, those just blend in to make it look like it's part of the background. So super cute. And we'll just speed this up a little bit here so you can kind of see I just go through the whole design, and I do take off the Home for the Holidays part, so I put that on separately. And on the words, I just get as close to the words as I can without actually cutting into the words. And then I do put some Mod Podge down on my sign, and I don't think I showed that, but I'm showing it here with the words here. But just Mod Podge in the area where these go, and then I just gently lay them down, and then you are gently going to go over the top of them with some Mod Podge. And I was able to kind of pull that up to get it straight so that way any wrinkles can get out. Now you do not want to use your Mod Podge roller on when you're working with the napkins, because from my experience, it literally just shreds it. It just tears it because it's so fine and so delicate. And so just keep that in mind. I'm just working with the brush, and remember, this is very sped up. I am going slow and I am taking my time so that way even the brush bristles does not rip the napkin. But you can kind of see it just fades into that background and how like it looks like it was just made to go on there. Now, right here, I'm just taking, you could even use like a gift card or a Cricut, like I'm just using my Cricut weeding tool to kind of go through and just indent the area of the planks in the sign. That would be completely optional. And again, there's plenty of other things you could use than having to use like a Cricut tool, like a gift card or credit card or something like that would even work really easily. And then I'm just going over the part of the sign that I had not put Mod Podge on, so it all has the same type of finish, if that makes sense. And then I'm just going to feed through some twine and tie that off on each end. And then I finish it off with a little bit of Mod Podge on the end so it doesn't fray and it won't come untied. And if you ever get like wonky jute twine that kind of curls up, or especially when you get to like the middle of your roll, just spray a little bit of water on it and it straightens right out. So I'm showing you I'm taking a little bit of evergreen and I just roll it around with some twine and then just use some hot glue to glue that off. And then I add a little bit of berries and a cute little bow. This is total personal preference. I just thought it looked really cute. But let me know what you guys think. Would you have ever known that this was a napkin on this little sign here? Don't forget that I'm on Instagram also. I love to meet new Insta friends, so I would love for you to come over and say hi, check out my page, and see all the latest projects that I'm working on. I'll be sure and leave a link down in my description box so you can easily find me. Found these cute little jars at Dollar Tree, and I feel like they always have some type of little jar like this. They may differ a little bit, but these had this cute little space where you could put some, like a little tag or something. So in order to get paint to stick to glass, I'm just going to put a little bit of Mod Podge down in that area and let that dry. And that way when I'm going to put a little bit of chalkboard paint on these, that way it will adhere to the glass and it won't just immediately scratch off. So I'm just going to do that on all three of these in that little area. Now I just take some chalkboard paint. I'm just using chalkboard paint from Dollar Tree, and I am just going to carefully brush that into this little area. You'll have to do at least 2 coats on here, possibly 3, just depends on how thin you're doing your coats. The thinner the better, I have learned with this, but I just take my time. I have a little bit of an angled brush that I can go in and get that curve as best I can. And the nice thing is where you have not put your Mod Podge, you would be able to go in with kind of like your finger or fingernail and kind of scratch off. So if you do go out of the lines, it's not a huge worry. But on all 3 of these, I just put this little bit of chalkboard paint down. Now you easily could write with chalk, like a chalk marker or something to customize it that way. Of course, we know that I don't freehand anything, so I do just make a couple decals with my Cricut. I have one that says reindeer treats, one that says Santa snacks, and another that says Grinch goodies, and I thought those were just super cute. And then I am just taking two different kinds of twine here. This is the baker's twine in red and green, and just tying around the top. And look at how simple and easy and how cute those are. I would love to know what kind of treats you would put inside of each of your little jars if you were to make these. Thank you so much for joining me today for the 5 Under 5 DIY challenge. It was so fun creating each of these items for you. If you had a favorite from today, I would like to know down in the comments which one was your favorite. As always, I have such a hard time picking a favorite. I do love the napkin decoupage. That was so fun doing, and that little snowman is so cute. I just love them all. So I would like to know if you had a favorite though. But thank you so much for joining me. I will leave a link to the playlist down in my description box, so be sure and check that out, as well as links to Missy's channel and to Connie's channel. As always, remember to be safe, be smart, be nice, be happy. Choose to have a good day because you are amazing. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Happy holidays. If you enjoyed the video that you just saw, here's another one that you might enjoy. And as always, remember to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching and have an amazing day.